Oh my God, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to sit down again.
She was put in front of a judge and given a guardian. That was when they took her away from us.
I have no money. And I'm gonna tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
As her family, we were all sitting on the sidelines watching, and she was crying out for help.
Did you drink this whole thing today?
Keep it there.
Okay.
Keep it there.
The guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom.
My life. My life.
Right now, she's weak and vulnerable, and she needs to be around people who aren't going to take advantage of that.
I have no friends.
You're not Sharina Hudson having the audacity to come out here on Beyond Once's internet and mock Wendy Williams for getting dementia. We thought stealing Wendy's man was the worst that Shireen could do, but she just sunk to the lowest of lows after 3 years of being away from our screens. It was recently announced that Wendy has been diagnosed with dementia, and her career has officially come to an end. Now Sharina has been hating on Wendy for the longest time, especially after Wendy stopped paying Kevin and Shireen alimony, and she is now taking the time to throw some shade at Wendy. Not that she has much to do with her time cuz Miss Mama is unemployed. But okay, Sharina is clearly the type to kick someone when they're down, and she wants all the smoke with Wendy. You'll get on this drama because Sharina clearly wants all the smoke.
It was just revealed that Wendy Williams was diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and FTD. This is going to be talked about on the new Lifetime special that is airing this Saturday about her life. The actual article says in 2023, after undergoing a battery of medical tests, Wendy was officially diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and FTD. Aphasia is a condition affecting language and communication abilities, and FTD is a progressive disorder impacting behavior and cognitive function.
It looks like Sharina Hudson is trying her best to be voted the worst person of the year. I mean, a lot of people already don't like her because of her affair with Wendy Williams' husband, Kevin Hunter, and how she teamed up with Kevin to treat Wendy badly during their marriage, and after it, Sharina has been acting very shady toward Wendy. Even after Wendy divorced Kevin and Shireen had Kevin to herself, Wendy's alimony payment to Kevin was literally financing his life, with Sharina paying for their fancy house, their fancy cars, and every other thing that they owned down to their health insurance. So you'd think that Sharina would have shown Wendy a little bit of respect considering that she and her man were living off her, but Sharina didn't, and she has just been low-key messy over there years. And now, given the fact that Wendy has come crashing and things are bad for her, you'd think that now would be the time for Sharina to show some respect when literally just got diagnosed with dementia. So it would be the time for Sharina to show some respect or be silent, but still here she is acting out and being all messy. Wendy had been going through tough times for quite a while, and it all kicked off even before she split with Kevin. The whole mess began with Kevin and Sharina, who were giving her a hard time long before she decided to file for divorce. Kevin had been seeing Sharina for years before he and Wendy called it quit. The affair started back in 2007, so by now they've been at it for a good 17 years, and it wasn't just your regular scenario. Kevin didn't exactly have stacks of cash lying around, so he was essentially using Wendy's money to keep Sharina happy. He went as far as buying her a house worth over $700,000, and guess whose pocket that came out of? Yep, Wendy's word. Even got out that Sharina was pushing Kevin to leave Wendy for her, but he couldn't bring himself to do so. It had nothing to do with him loving Wendy and everything to do with the fact that he and Sharina were both relying on Wendy's funds to keep their extravagant lifestyle afloat. They'd grown accustomed to the high life, and neither of them was making enough money to sustain it without Wendy. But it wasn't just the fancy house that Kevin splurged on for Sharina. Oh no, he went all out, showering her with fancy cars, designer clothes, and he even went ahead and set up 5 different businesses for her. Sadly, none of them were successful because they all packed up after only a short time. And Eider said he put her through school to be a massage therapist. He opened a kiosk for her at a mall in North Carolina, where she's from. He helped her set up a jewelry and clothing line online called Vish. But none of her businesses have been a success. Kevin didn't even have the decency to be subtle about his affair with Sharina. Everyone and their grandma knew he was cheating on Wendy, who tried to play it cool, acting like nothing fazed her, but deep down it was tearing her up inside.
Oh my God, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to sit down again.
She was put in front of a judge and given a guardian. That was when they took her away from us.
I have no money. And I'm gonna tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
As her family, We were all sitting on the sidelines watching, and she was crying out for help.
Did you drink this whole thing today?
Keep it there.
Okay.
Keep it there.
I had nobody again to talk to, but the times now were even deeper than they ever were in my life. I couldn't call my mom, my dad, my sister. They would have just said, just leave, just leave. And I'm like, but I'm still in love. I don't know what to do. Like, are you serious with this? This is really going down.
Insiders also confirmed that she had been alienated from her family, and someone said he controls everything. He takes her phone. She has 0 friends. She's not in regular contact with her family. He controls every aspect of her life because he's insecure. His only skill is spending her money, and the money trickles down to Shireen. Wendy's attitude is disgusting, so no one has sympathy for her. She started deteriorating on the show in plain view. But she fed her fans this story about Graves' disease, and now it comes out that it was alcohol and drugs all along. But while Wendy tried to pretend like things were perfect in her marriage, they weren't, because Kevin's affair with Sharina was causing a lot of tension between Wendy and Kevin. Now, do you guys remember that time on Wendy's show when she talked about having a fracture on her shoulder? Here's a little recap of that.
So I have a hair fracture on my right shoulder, and I did it on Sunday. And by Monday morning, my shoulder was on fire. There's no way I could have done yesterday's show. So I went and I was all about the medical care yesterday, from one doctor to the other. So I'm on the mend. I don't need an operation. They tell me I'm very healthy, for a person after 50.
Well, word on the street is that Wendy supposedly took a fall during a heated argument with Kevin where they were having a fight over his affair with Sharina. Now we're not sure if Wendy fell, accidentally tripped over something, or was given a gentle push, but what we do know is that the argument was all about Kevin's side piece. But wait, it gets even wilder. Apparently, while Wendy was nursing her injury, she checked herself into a rehab spot in Florida, and get this, Kevin decided to be the doting husband and flew down to Florida to be by her side for a few weeks. Sounds sweet, right? Well, not exactly, because he brought Sharina along for the ride, and they made it into AL Vacation Girl. It's the audacity for me. Things eventually came to a head when Kevin went and got Sharina knocked up in 2019, and Wendy had had enough up until then. She'd been willing to turn a blind eye to the affair as long as there weren't any mini Kevin or mini Sharina running around. 12 whole years she pretended like nothing was going on but a baby. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That's when Wendy finally had her meltdown. Wendy was super hurt over Kevin having a baby on her, and it caused her drinking problem to get worse. Do you remember how she admitted to living in a sober house a few weeks after she filed for divorce? 2 weeks after she made the reveal, it was reported that she was rushed to a hospital after a relapse. What happened was that she had checked herself out of the sober house, had begun drinking heavily, and was found in bad shape by her family. It turned out that she did this because she discovered that Kevin had welcomed a baby girl with Sharina. I get how this can sting, because while Wendy knew about Sharina, but didn't know that she was pregnant, so when she heard about the baby, she was completely blindsided and heartbroken. And I feel like this might have had something to do with the fact that Wendy had a stillborn baby girl in the early days of her marriage with Kevin. She eventually made up her mind to leave the marriage, but Wendy, being Wendy, wasn't going to leave without a bang, so she made plans to make his life pretty difficult. In an interview, Kevin revealed that Wendy had strategically planned things out. And not only did she divorce him, but she also arranged for him to be fired from the Wendy show. He said when the news was out, "I told her I would step down from the show, and Wendy told me I need to stay because I was having a kid. I stayed only to later be lined up. I got fired from management, served divorce papers, and also fired from the show all in the same day." Wendy definitely enjoyed doing this, and she revealed so in an interview.